that. Yeah, so. Yep, Forlorn Hearts Chapter 1. Hey everybody, this is Robbie, once again joined by ArdrethShadow and Saikanogaming to continue going through the director's cut of Forlorn Heart Chapter 1. So, we've entered the second half now, so that's neat.
I made that logo.
Yep. So, yeah, we're gonna pick up where we left off. You can use the skip button to, don't think anything can stop that from showing up.
Yeah,
Do you not yet understand?
I may need to learn how to turn that off. That skip.
Whoa, what the hell?
What just happened?
What the hell?
I don't know, I just heard static. Don't know why.
Oh, I heard it too, but it didn't hurt my ears.
What?
That was weird. I heard it too, by the way.
Yeah.
Play through?
Oh, right,
Save
yeah.
golf.
So, my head. I wake up in my classroom with my head painfully throbbing. This doesn't feel like the first time this has happened. I look ahead of me. Kane and Amy. This feels also familiar in ways I can't explain. I look down at my desk, and there's a mysterious-looking puzzle piece right next to a piece of cake. Has the slice of cake always been here? And...
No.
Yeah, wait, never mind. What about the puzzle piece? I reach out and touch it, and all of a sudden I feel a surge of information flow into my head. This isn't the first one I've found, is it? No, it's not. I reach out into my pocket and pull out 3 other metallic puzzle pieces. I now have 4. I vaguely recall collecting them somehow, and yet my memories are so hazy. When exactly did I get these? How long have I had them for? For some reason it all feels familiar to me, but I'm having trouble remembering. Hooray for Robbie talking to 2 ghosts. So wait, what happened?
I don't know.
I cannot hear myself.
Oh, I mean,
okay.
I can hear you.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Hey, YouTube land!
I mean, I could hear that just fine.
Okay, well,
Is it on your end?
an
Or?
actual Twitch stream.
Oh!
Wait, on the
okay.
Twitch stream.
Yes, where you are streaming currently.
Yeah,
Wait,
I don't
nobody
know
can
what's
hear
going
me
there.
on the. Nobody can hear you on the Twitch stream? That's weird. Didn't have any issues with that last time.
That's happened between me and him a few times.
Yeah.
Like one time, he was basically talking to a ghost the entire time.
Yeah.
Spooky.
That happened.
Oh well. Oh well. I don't have anything important to say, right? So there's no big loss.
I mean, I can hear the I could hear the audio on the stream. I think.
Well. Okay. Well, I guess as long as you can hear me, then I guess we're good.
Yeah, I can hear it. So I'm wondering what's going on.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
Let us begin.
Yeah,
Again.
Begin again. Yeah. So for some reason it all feels familiar to me, but I'm having trouble remembering. I brush the thought aside and look at the cake. It'd almost be a good time to confess to Akane, but with Amy watching, yeah, I don't think so. I get up and decide to talk to her. What are you doing there, Amy? Just reading up on this new museum exhibit opening very soon. Personally, I find these things deeply interesting. Okay. Are you sure you wouldn't feel better doing that at home? Nah, I think I'm fine where I am. Sure about that? You'd be surprised. I feel much more comfortable here than at home. And again, there's probably a story there. Oh, Akane feels the same way at times. She does? The only places she feels really comfortable are when she's either at her part-time job or here at school. You didn't know that? Well, then again, I shouldn't be surprised. She doesn't enjoy talking about her home life very much, so not many people really know. Damn, I had no idea. I probably said too much, so I won't go into the specifics or talk about it further. Amy puts down her notebook and turns to look me in the eyes. Tell me, Robbie, do you believe in fate? And where's this coming from? Nothing specific. Oh. Yeah, these are similar sentences to what we've heard before.
Yup, and as I say, it's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yep. Anything is possible. I guess only the past is.
This will be different.
That's what you said before. You're not making much sense here, Amy. What do you mean, before? Okay, I think now you've said too much. Don't worry too much about me. I'm just rambling to myself at this point. Pay it no mind. I'm just your average, everyday, sane psycho, that's all. A sane psycho.
It's one of my favorite lines.
Yeah?
It's a song.
Oh,
Not
it
one
is.
I can really bear on ear, but reasons obvious.
Ah, I guess sane psycho is like one of the lyrics.
Yeah. The line is, I'm just your average, everyday sane psycho, super goddess.
Ah.
But Amy isn't really exactly a super goddess now, is she?
Yeah, no, not really.
Yeah, unfortunately.
What about you, though? Well, come on. I just asked you about something so random no ordinary person could ever walk away without thinking something's wrong with me. If I can ask you about something like fate, then what's stopping you from asking me what's on your mind? I've just had this really weird case of deja vu hanging over me lately. Also felt like I'm being watched or followed a lot. Interesting. Most interesting indeed. That is definitely something that would keep me on edge. Then again, that's not the only thing troubling your mind, though. Come on, Robbie, don't hold back on me now. Wait, what? Life has many doors, Robbie. I know these things.
Life has many doors, head boy.
Ah, it's another reference.
Yup.
I know these things. Now then, penny for your thoughts? Well, that's gonna sound stupid, but... Do I have the right to be loved? Of course you do, Robbie. Everyone does. Although whether or not it ends up being a happy thing or a sad thing is not always certain. In fact, you won't know unless you make a decision and experience the actions that follow. Even so, everyone has the right to fall in love with someone. As I mentioned, there's just no telling how things will work out. Until you take that risk and truly seize the day. Hey, carpe diem! Love can be a fickle thing. It can be pure and innocent, or it can become tainted and toxic. Hey! Depending on how things unfold. That's oddly profound. And also has, like, references, too. It's part of everyone's lives by proxy. People often associate love with negative emotions like hurt or anger, which is understandable. And I guess the people who associate love with negative emotions are the ones who felt it the most during love.
Sorry about that.
What?
I'm back.
Oh, what happened?
Okay.
Lights
back.
went off.
Not again.
Oh
Yeah.
god, ghosts again, what?
Okay.
Well, I mean, they might be invisible, but I'm not a ghost. Not yet, anyway.
Ghostbusters. Sorry.
Ghost.
Oh boy. Anyways, continue. Sorry about that. I'm back.
Yeah, how long did that, like, happen?
No idea.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess. Let's go back to philosophical Amy, I guess.
Yeah. And again, those aren't because of love itself. No, those are just a result that come from love and having loved someone. All in all, it isn't about whether you deserve to be loved or not, Robbie. It's about those feelings of love and what you do with them that decide whether your experience is a happy or unhappy one. Now then, if you decided... Do you know what I'm talking about, Robbie? Amy tilts her head in Akane's direction. Anyone
You
with
know what I'm
eyes...
talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody does. Because anyone with eyes can see that you've got it bad for her. Different phrasing there. They say true love waits, but that doesn't mean she's gonna wait forever. You know we're graduating...
Music reference.
Oh, what?
Exit music reference.
Ah.
True Love Waits. aka one of my favorite songs in the entire mod, played to one of my favorite moments in the story. When they're hugging out in the snow and...
Oh yeah, that was a pretty good moment.
Which they ruined in Exit Music Redux, and I will never forgive them.
I mean, I think I only really played Exit Music Redux. I mean, I did, like, I guess it's like the scene's ruined with the added context and changes in the second half.
What added context? They took away a lot.
Oh.
It's just watered down, like, great value version of what it once was.
I'll have to
Yeah, I never actually finished the mod myself because it just pissed me off.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I tortured myself playing EMR, hoping it's gonna get better. At least I hope it will. It didn't. And by the last two videos, I'm even here like, yeah, I hate this mod. I'm only completing it because I'm a completionist.
For me, it was like the mod was like really good in the first half, but then the second half, everything just went way downhill. So, you know.
I would be generous if I were to say that about it.
Yeah. That's fair.
I'd say maybe the first third was decent, and then everything else went to hell after.
Yeah. Pretty much between both of you, in terms of the first and, yeah, but then it started getting bad. But anyways, continue. Yeah.
Anyway, yes. One of my favorite songs from that mod.
Yeah, at
So
least,
yeah.
yeah, we could say it had a really good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, yeah, pretty much.
That's one thing I can say about the original Exit Music. It had probably the most killer soundtrack and one of my favorite Natsuki's ever written.
Yeah.
Original Exit Music, mind you, not the Redux. That one has probably my most least hated favorite Natsuki ever.
Yeah, I'll have to play the original one day, see how it compares to the Redux.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can always help with that. I still have it. Apparently it's the original release, not the 1.2 version that they put after.
Yeah. And I guess I should say, before we continue, for anyone joining in, Robbie will be playing a few characters, and Shadow will be playing a few characters, so one of them being Akane, of course, for anybody that's joining the stream.
Alright.
So I'll let you know. Yeah.
Alright. You heard him, hopefully. Yeah, so, you know we're graduating in another few months, so you're gonna have to make some kind of move. Or risk losing her and regret having never taken that chance for the rest of your life. It's now or never. I haven't decided yet. So after my little lesson in love and pep talk, you're still here questioning everything. Honestly, even I've had enough of you, Robbie. And you've had to experience a whole heck of a lot of time loops with this. Root much? Let's face it, Robbie, we both know I'm not as sweet and patient as Akane over there. Even I have my limits when it comes to being hesitant or uncertain. I can tell you right now that if it was me, I would have bucked up and taken the plunge. She's a beautiful girl who's weird like you are. Just don't worry about it so much. Now get away from me, Robbie, you're making me angry. Why don't you make yourself useful and water the plant over there? Why don't you do it? Because I'm nice and comfortable here while you're in panic mode and need to calm down. I mean, I guess that's true. I mean, watering a plant is, I guess, the typical, like, relaxation thing. Or, like, one of them. I don't know. Before I could say anything... Oh.
I said, here.
Ah.
Yeah, she shoves a cup in your face.
Yeah. It's like, before I could say anything, Amy shoves a cup in my face. So just do something to take your mind off this, or else you're gonna be a nervous wreck. Well, more of a nervous wreck than you already are. As if that were even possible. Ah, you never know. Without hesitation, I take the cup from her and walk out of the classroom. I fill the cup over at the water fountain. Maybe she's right. I am a bundle of nerves right now, so maybe something menial might calm me down. Still, though, I could do without the condescending tone and sarcasm. Okay, there.
Maybe for you.
Once the cup is full enough, I stop and return to the classroom. I go over to the lonely plant by the windowsill and give it the fresh water. Amy wasn't joking. I have no idea when the last time was that it got any water. As I'm about to walk away, I notice some wet spot in the soil. They look like numbers? Wet spots in the shape of numbers remain in the soil. I rub my eyes to make sure I'm not seeing things. No, they're actually there. Although it looks like they're starting to slowly fade. I take a look at them closely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That's it? It's the kind of password only an idiot would have for his or her login. Or their.
Or as the original line would be, that's the kind of combination only an idiot would have on his login.
Ah.
Yeah, for anybody that's Spaceballs. For anybody that hasn't seen that movie.
Ah. Akane momentarily peeks her head up at me. I nervously hold up the cup next to the plant. She gives me a smile before going back to her assignment. Well, I won't have any trouble remembering this number sequence, but what does it mean? Wait a minute. My backpack! Something's telling me to check my backpack for something. I rush over to my backpack and pull out a notebook identical to the one Amy has with her. Why do I have it, though? How did I even think to check my backpack? Never mind that now. With subconscious hazy memories from previous loops. The notebook is...
the idea I was going with.
Yep. The notebook is a square-shaped indentation and it's sealed shut with a combination lock. I place all 4 puzzle pieces in their proper spot and put it in a combination. It opens. I turn over the front cover and find a key. What am I supposed to do with this? Is there anything in this room that needs a key? I walk over to the teacher's desk, which has various drawers and compartments in it. I glance up before I do anything. Akane isn't paying any attention to me, and neither is Amy. Okay, let's make this quick. I don't want to be caught snooping around here. A few drawers of locks that need a key to open them. I place the key in one of the lower drawers. No, it's not a match. I try another one. Nope, not that one either. I then move over to one of the upper level drawers. I place the key in the lock and it's a match. Wait, I shouldn't be doing this. Should I? I mean, Akane and Amy still aren't paying any attention to me. I'm pretty sure I'm breaking school rules by doing this, but I made it this far. I guess too far to turn back. So, I gently pull open the drawer.
There'll be no gently opening doors in this mod.
Yeah, only drawers.
Yep.
There's a knife in here. Why is there a knife in a teacher's desk? As I put the key in my pocket, I feel myself reaching over to it, gently touching the blade. In doing so, a searing pain rushing from my fingertips all the way to my head. My head! What? Oh, yup, the nightmare, yup. That was Akane! I don't know what's going on right now, but something's telling me that Akane's in danger. Whatever it is, I'm not gonna let anything happen to her. I rush over to her desk, fighting the pain in my arm. Akane, I'm not sure how to explain it, but staying here is dangerous for you right now. You gotta get out of here.
Robbie, what are you going on about?
You need to get out of this room as fast as you can. I mean it. Your life might be in grave danger the longer you stay in here.
Robbie, you don't look so good. I saw you fall asleep earlier in class. Did you have a nightmare?
I mean, I guess you could describe it as that.
Yeah, technically. You're probably just extra freaked out from that.
Another technical truth.
Or was it something else?
Come on, hurry up.
I understand you're kind of freaked out right now, but that's no reason to take it out on me like that. You don't have to yell at me. dad?
Guess her dad also yelled at her at this points.
You'll see.
Ah, okay. I didn't even notice that Amy came over to us at some point. Yeah, Robbie, I told you that you need to calm down. There's nothing bad happening right now. I think I speak for the both of us when I say that you're kind of freaking us out a bit.
Amy, do you know the counselor is still here?
I doubt it. Even if she was still here, I think Robbie needs something more to help him. Alright. Maybe it was a nightmare. I haven't been feeling well lately. I think a lot of things have been really getting to me. I mean, a lot of things have happened.
Yes, they have. Are you feeling stressed out? Is there anything going on taking a toll on you?
Before I could say anything, Amy walks over to me and starts patting my head. Oh, poor boy. It's okay now, Robbie. You're safe here with us. You're a good boy. We'll protect you.
Amy, you don't have to treat him like he's a dog. Nightmares and panic attacks aren't something to laugh at.
And that's the truth.
Leave him alone.
As you wish. Amy stops petting me and takes a few steps back. I'm sorry, Akane.
It's alright, Robbie. I know how overdoing it on studying can really take a huge toll on you and all.
I guess that comes from experience.
Maybe you should go to the nurse's office.
Is the nurse even still here?
I'm not sure, but you never know. You there?
What? Impossible. How can you be...
Oh, let Mom and Dad talk here a bit, would you?
What are you... The hell? I guess that's a... So I guess the Mom and Dad line's a reference to something?
Yeah, to Spider-Man 2002.
Yeah, I remember that. Wait, now... What?
Yeah, that's the first thing I could think of to make her quit it. Akane just blurts out random stuff sometimes when she gets overly nervous.
Yeah.
Case in point.
Yes, Same. Okay. That much I understand, but did she have to make it sound like we're Amy's parents? Are you sure, though? You don't have to do that, Akane.
No, seriously, Robbie, I wouldn't feel alright if I didn't do anything for you.
Amy looks at us, mouth agape, as Akane leads me out of the door, carefully keeping an eye on me. Seems like for whatever reason, she's the one having a mental breakdown now. What's happening? Why is she... Yeah, this loop isn't going how you planned. This doesn't feel real. I'm actually alone with her now. As I turn to face her, I stumble a bit. Before I could fall, Akane rushes to my side and puts one of my arms around her shoulder, propping me back up to my feet.
You really need to take better care of yourself, you know. Oh. You sounded just like Momoko, didn't I?
Oh, no. No, at least you don't say that at the end of every other sentence like she does. That was... Yeah, right.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You're such an annoying little twerp, you know.
Stop getting in my way, you know?
Yeah, that's totally something she'd say.
It's been a while since I've heard Akane laugh like this. Considering I scared her back there, at least I can make it up to her. Hey, I made you laugh. That's my first victory of the day.
Real though, Robbie. Monica and Sayuri have told me a little bit about your study habits.
I guess MC is like harder study too. Damn it!
Honestly.
Wait.
I mean, I like watching
Oh, no,
anime
yeah,
and
yeah,
gaming
let's
too,
see.
so I can't really blame you.
Right, yeah.
My study habits. She means lack
Yeah,
thereof.
lack of, yeah.
I'm telling you how many hours I have sunk into Henshin Impact whenever I've sat down to play.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of streams that you've done with that game.
Up over 350 at this point.
Yeah, I guess that speaks to the longevity of the game, if you can get that many streams out of it.
Yeah, because what was it? I think the game came out in September 2020. I started playing in January 2021, so I missed some stuff, and I will never get to experience it. But at least I can experience everything now.
Yeah, damn, it's been like 4 years.
Yeah, almost 5 years at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the game's been around for a while. And I've almost been playing it for as long as it's been out.
Yeah. Wait,
I tend to get super into that game world.
seems pretty fun and interesting from the streams I've watched.
Yeah, and like, Connie's basically speaking from my experience here.
Yeah. Alright, you play Henshin too. I can't agree with you more on that. I don't watch her as much as I used to, but I know ArdrethShadow. Hey, I guess.
Ardent Angel.
Yep. Speaking of like you in terms of the streaming stuff, plays Henshin a lot. Again, almost as long as the game's been out. For some reason, it kind of got kind of twitchy when I mentioned that name. Have you heard of her?
Yeah, I've heard of her. I've never had the chance to watch her, though.
Alright. Again, I noticed that she doesn't stream as much as she used to these days. Huh, I guess there was like a lapse in like your streaming time when this was being written.
Well, technically not. There was a time when I used to stream Genshin almost every single day, almost every night.
Wow.
That is no longer the case.
I guess that's...
So,
I guess that's...
Ardent Angel is kind of reflecting that.
I guess that's... That daily playing is how you racked up over 300 of these streams.
Yeah. I mean, there's obviously still a lot of streams going on, but, you know, not as much as there once was. Honestly, like, maybe 2023 was the year that most of those streams were being done.
Oh, okay. She's going through a lot of stress and exhaustion, too.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Because, well, keep this little subplot in mind, but I think, well, at least I would like to think it's sort of obvious who Ardent Angel is.
Mm-hmm.
Back on the topic of stressing yourself.
I mean, we were kind of on that, but...
I've had a lot going on in my life, and, well, really been able to do much of that stuff lately. As much as I'd like to, I'm not able to relax and take my mind off things with a good gaming session.
Oh, so you've been busy with school a lot, I'm guessing.
It's not just school that I have to worry about. I'm not sure if Monica's told you, but I have a part-time job at a store not too far from here.
I mean, Amy's told me that. But also, yeah. Like Amy and Monica, so... She said that was why you couldn't join any of the clubs at school.
Yeah. I would have really loved to join the literature club with you all, but I really need this job. Especially considering how my mother is not... considering how my mother is most of the time. I have to do something.
Your mother?
I haven't told anyone this considering how embarrassing it is, but...
mother's very irresponsible. She always comes home drunk. She either comes home laughing with some random guy she met at a bar, or she comes back crying ugly style. Sometimes she comes home angry and takes it out on me.
Wait, you don't mean...
No, nothing like physically hurting me or anything. She's never laid a hand on me, I swear. Sorry, I should have worded that better. She just yells at me and tells me hurtful things.
Just...
Time.
She pauses for a moment.
One time she told me if my dad hadn't knocked her up and I hadn't been born, she would have been a lot happier.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Akane nods sadly, not even hiding the defeated look on her face. I feel a weight on my heart. I can't imagine anyone saying something like that. I mean, especially to their own kid. Like, Jesus. Also, yeah, especially to a wonderful person like Akane. I can't believe anyone could be so mean to her, especially her own mother. What about your father, then? What's he like?
My father is totally different. He loves and worries a lot about me. Unlike my mom, he's happy to have me as his daughter. This is probably gonna sound mega cringe, but... when I was younger, he'd always say I was his little angel. More of another clue to you there.
Ah.
Sometimes he still calls me that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're living in, like, bad times if it's like, if apparently it's like, oh, a dad giving, like, his kid an affectionate name is apparently gonna sound cringe, because it really doesn't.
I still have had some people say that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Of course, then again, Darlene, aka the girl that Akane was inspired by, I know she hated the idea of, like, giving couples, like, cute little nicknames and whatever, and I mean, to an extent, I kind of understand where she's coming from.
yeah, like...
Depending on the nickname, I'm probably like, oh, why are you talking like this anyway? Like,
Yeah, like, oh, you sweet pie honey bunchkins type thing. And that kind of, like, couple talk sounds fake, I think.
yeah, that sounds mega cringe.
Yeah. No, that's not cringe at all. Just shows that you really mean a lot to him.
Now some people find nicknames like that to be super dumb and cringe, but, well, I'm not one of those people. I'm happy to have him in my life. I couldn't have asked for a better dad than him.
Maybe those people, like, cringe at, like, nicknames like that because they're getting older and they think that being called, like, I don't know, for example, little angel means, like, oh, I'm being treated like a baby or something. Like the, you know, kind of, yeah, like the TV trope. In terms of, like, TV shows and stuff. It's good you have at least one parent in your life that's not terrible. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm prying, but why aren't you living with him right now? I'm sure you'd be much happier with him.
Yeah, about that. I mean, you're right. I'd rather be living with him right now, but after my parents had this nasty divorce during junior high, well, he took up this job traveling for some kind of construction firm. Since he specialized in metallurgy and there weren't too many jobs here, he thought it'd be the best option. And that is, well, one of the career paths I've thought about taking, but obviously couldn't because, yeah, there weren't many jobs for that in my area.
Yeah. So metallurgy is like brand of science and
It's a study of metal and minerals that go into it. Now, that and considering civil engineering, which is like goes hand in hand with it, was nightmare. I also then decided, yeah, no way. Yep. And I guess, well, the useless bit of trivia here is that with Akane, her whole family situation is similar to Darlene's, where she was kind of like a total daddy's girl, and like her father like cared the world about her. Meanwhile, the mom, not so much, and they had a bit of tension here and there.
I can
I
imagine.
won't go into specifics, but yeah, it was to a point where like, yeah, Darlene didn't even say like I just call her lady. I don't want to call her my mom.
Yeah, and that's what Ayakane does too.
Yeah, so that's where that comes from as well. Yeah, Akane does kind of reflect, like, not just some of Darlene's best qualities, but also, like, some of the struggles that she went through in her life. So,
What the?
in more ways than one, like, she is, like, a tribute to her. What she meant to me, her strength, her beauty, everything. Anyhow, before I get all emotional, he said that as much as we both hated it, I had to stay here with her. And unfortunately, she had to stay with her mom while her dad lived. I don't even remember where he lived. I think it was somewhere in like the upper part of Texas.
So it was like.
So she didn't get to see him very much.
Yeah, because he was too far away.
Yeah. I know she would visit him. And I know that he would, like, check in with her every so often, and, like, he was super protective of her. So I can only imagine how he might have felt the day she passed away. Anyhow, mostly because he was worried about leaving me by myself for long periods of time, especially since I was only 14 at that time. So he was also concerned that he wouldn't be able to take care of me properly. He was afraid he'd be neglecting me, but I knew he'd never do that. That's why I reminded him that it was the best dad I could ever have.
I gotta be right back. I need to like help with something.
Okay then.
Right. Right. We're back. Just gotta get everything else back. Right. Right. Eerie music. Love that. Just gotta get back to this. I don't know what the closed stream is about, but he can still see it, so I think we're fine. And go. So, yep, back. Let's keep going. So you've already read this line, I think.
Yes, I did.
Right, so.
Just like you said, Robbie, he loves me and I mean a lot to him. It's too bad we don't have much extended family that he trusted leaving me with. Honestly, though, it couldn't have been much worse than living with that lady who's supposed to be my mom.
Supposed to be, yeah. Akane's tone becomes sour, acid dripping from those last words. I could feel the torment in her voice. After all of his time, Akane, I didn't know. Oh, sorry.
And if this were the old game, things would end here. But it's not the old game.
Yeah, this is the director's cut. So, also, did the thing... I don't know, the line was... you need to repeat the line.
Now you do.
There we go. That's something we have in common.
What?
Not 100%, of course, but sort of. Around my last year of junior high, my parents split up as well. They tried to make things work, but in the end, they couldn't stand each other. Apparently, my dad was so happy, that's why he cheated on my mom so many damn times. This is new.
Unhappy.
Yeah, it also seemed like
He said he was so happy.
I mean, unhappy, fuck.
Yeah.
Unhappy, he was unhappy.
Yeah, like, I'm so happy to be in a loving married relationship, I'm gonna cheat on my wife 50 times.
Yeah, that would be a bit weird.
Yeah, it would be.
It also seemed like it was kind of an embarrassment to him. He'd make fun of me for being too soft or weak, as he put it. Like I'd never grow up to be a real man just because I wasn't athletically gifted. You know, as if athleticism is the only thing that matters in life. Like I don't know, staying in shape is all well and good, but, you know, having kindness and empathy is probably more important. Because I was a huge crybaby when I was still a little kid.
Yeah, and now we get to see how MC's family life is a reflection of kind of my own. Which, yeah, it's like, it always struck me as crazy how, like, Darlene and me, like, we had a lot of similarities. In some cases, just flipped around.
Yeah, like you had an abusive
She
dad.
had a bad relationship with her mom. Her dad was the one who cared the most about her.
Yeah, and then meanwhile with
I
you,
had
it's
a
the
relationship
opposite.
with my dad. My mom was the one that cared the most about me. And then, well, obviously, I'm not going to say it here, but we literally even had the same initials.
Ah.
Yeah. Again, I'm not going to say anything, but it's like, yeah, our first name, middle name, and last names all started with the same first letter. It was crazy to think.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. And of course, we were both Scorpios. She was just born on October 29th and me, November 15th.
Quite a bit of coincidence in terms of commonalities.
Anyhow. But you were still just a little boy. How could he say those things?
Seems like it didn't matter to him. I was expected to be tough and manly by the time I was 8, apparently. When I got older, it got a little more personal at times. He questioned why Sayori, a girl, was my best friend, for one thing. One time he asked me when I was gonna stop being so stupid and make her my girlfriend. You know, because as a guy, you're not allowed to be friends with a girl unless you're trying to date her, because life is totally like a TV show or movie, guys. Trust me, bro. According to him, anyway, so he questioned if something was wrong with me. Not like he ever tried to get to know me, though. He claimed that he was just joking with me, but I never found it funny. Neither did my mom once I finally told her. She was disappointed that I kept all that a secret from her for so long, but furious at my dad for basically bullying me behind her back. She was already dealt a crippling blow from finding out about all his affairs, but that was the final straw for her. My mom is probably one of the most important people in my life. From day one, she made sure I never forgot how much I meant to her. She knows me better than anyone. She's always been in my corner, cheering me on and encouraging me. Between her and my late grandmother, I wouldn't be who I am without them.
It's the truth, at least with me. My mom even said that without my grandma, there's no telling how I could have turned out. And then, those are honestly how I felt about my mom growing up, and even now. So, at least through MC and through our mods, I can pay tribute to my mother's memory as well.
Yeah, that's good. You know?
So, like, a lot of our mods pay tribute to somebody that meant something to me, like MC's mom for my mom, Monica and Akane for Darlene,
Yep.
Holder Noah for technically a little bit of my aunt and Madeline, I guess the first girl I ever felt anything for, and kind of the reason that I felt motivated enough to even try, like, getting out there and get back into writing again.
And that led you to create the whole Perfect World anthology.
Yeah. So, you could say that you couldn't thank Maddie for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Which is especially why I guess, yeah, she gets a character. Just through Coda Noah. Okay, anyway. Your mom sounds amazing. Nothing at all like my mom. As for your dad, well, honestly, screw him.
Yeah, I concur with
Better
that.
off without someone like him around. Which is a nicer version of when I told Tarthleen about my dad, that's a nicer version of what she told me. And thankfully you didn't turn out to be as messed up as he is either.
Yeah, like, I guess replace the whole screw him with, like, fuck him, or... You know,
Yeah. Darlene didn't really have much of a filter.
Yeah.
Akane isn't like a one-to-one translation of Darlene, though.
I think you said this line, right?
Yeah. I'm happy with the person you are right now. I honestly wouldn't mind getting to meet your mom someday. I mean, not in a weird way, of course.
Why in a... what?
I know bringing a girl to meet your mom is something you only do if you're dating, and I know we're not...
Who knows? Maybe someday I can introduce you to her. And not in a weird way, of course. Before I can say anything further, she interrupts me.
Looks like we're here now.
Now we're back.
Yep, back to the OG stuff. So that whole thing was a new scene, exclusive to this director's cut.
Yeah, since in the original I didn't get to explore Akane's character as much as I initially wanted to. That and, I was just kind of trying to rush it out there. So I was considering we were going back over and trying to fix a few things anyway, I was like why not just, add some stuff to it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Add her character, add to Amy's character. Mention the fact that apparently she thinks Destiny is one of the most attractive girls in the school, just for lols. And, just try to add more to this story. That, and in the middle of creating Chapter 2, we kind of painted ourselves into a hole. So, we kind of had to go back and fix something.
Yeah, get yourself out of the hole.
Yeah.
Okay. So I look over and sure enough I see the school infirmary where the nurse can usually be found. door is still open, so maybe she's still there. We make our way inside. It's not long after we get there that I'm escorted to one of the cots by the nurse. I'm still sort of amazed with the conversation Akane and I had on our way over here. I don't think I've had the chance to talk to her this much. Not since the day we first met, anyway. I mean, technically we've talked to her more than in the original, so yay!
Yeah, and I think, I don't know if I mentioned, but the scene of how they met for the first time, it is written. And Ninja, or well, Saikanogaming has actually seen it himself.
Ah. So.
But obviously, it's not included here.
Yeah. I mean, we could at least get,
but I guess just know that it does exist.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see, like, how we can show that.
Yeah.
Because it is, at least me personally, I think it was a nice little moment seeing how they met.
So.
Just kind of getting to see, like, from his eyes, like, how he starts to slowly have feelings for her.
I mean, you mentioned, like, Saikano saw it. I wonder what his opinion of the scene is. Like...
I thought it was a beautiful scene. That's why I really did look forward when we actually putting in motion into a mod. Yeah, you know what I mean? I really did.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing that too. I do my best to rest, but then my mind wanders back to what happened in the classroom. There were a lot of unanswered questions just swirling around in my mind. What's that knife doing there? Why did I have that random flash of a nightmare come to me when I touched the knife? Maybe I'm just seeing things. I don't even know. Maybe Akane has a point. I might be so stressed out that I'm having all these weird dreams, and now I'm seeing things that aren't even there. How bad must my mental state be if I'm seeing knives or shadow figures looking around? Wait, shadow figures? Why am I thinking about those? My train of thought is derailed when I hear some voices not too far away. Oh, Himari! Who?
Right. Who's gonna get her?
Saikano? Do you want to voice her or no?
Okay, sure.
This is gonna be fun.
Oh, why?
Just, it's just an inside joke between us.
Oh,
okay.
right, yeah. Yeah, it did. Yeah. Yeah. Let me get prepared myself. Connie, what are you still doing here?
What? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Nothing! Oh,
Why?
there we go.
Oh, there we go. You got that job to go to, right? So what's going on?
Oh. Well, yeah, but... Okay, well, maybe it isn't nothing.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just had to bring someone else here, that's all.
There's a bit of silence before they resume talking.
I didn't get a chance to read that.
Right. Yeah, here we go. Up to the history.
It wouldn't happen to involve that guy you... Oh, there we go.
Yay!
Right here, you.
Oh, I see. Sorry about that. Well, I guess I better get going then. See you around.
Yeah, see you around, Himari.
Before we continue, I love how this scene is written. I love how I coded it.
Yeah.
I love this scene in both
This entire sequence.
Yeah.
Until the end of this loop is, like, amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. So, Himari? Is it Himari Hirabayashi? I think I pronounced that right.
Yup. But
Yeah.
here we get to know what Himari's family name is.
Ah,
Yep.
there we go. So, even though we're in the same class, I don't think I've ever spoken to her. As I turn on my side, I hear some footsteps approaching. I look to see, and it's Akane. She's still here? Not that I don't want her here, but considering she has that part-time job, I imagine she'd have left already.
Robbie, how are you doing? Are you feeling any better?
I am a little bit better. I'm feeling more relaxed now that I think about it. Maybe it was just the environment adding stress to me.
Oh, thank God. I was afraid it was going to be something serious, but I'm glad you're feeling a little better.
Yeah, I thank you for bringing me over here, Akane.
Robbie, after all, we're friends. I'm not going to turn my back on you or leave you out in the cold. I might stick around for a little bit. I want to make sure you're going to be okay.
Turn my back on you or leave you out in the cold. That sounds specific. Are those like song lyrics, or am I reading too much into it?
No, those are not song lyrics, unless there's a song out there that has that. And if there is, I either have never heard of it or I forgot.
Ah, okay.
Or the closest thing I can think about is I'm never gonna turn around and desert you.
Yeah, Rick Astley. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the closest thing I can think of.
Anyway, so wait, did you read the line or no?
Yes. The nurse says she's going to leave, but we can stay in here until we're ready to go. She's going to lock the door, but since you'll be the last one out, we'll leave it open for you.
Alright, thanks for the heads up, and well, thanks again for getting me over here, Akane.
What else can I say except you're welcome, Robbie?
After we have that laugh between ourselves, I see her head over to a chair not that far away. It's not soon after that I feel myself slipping away. I guess sleep is finally here to take me. Wait a minute. How long was I asleep for? I mean, long enough that it's...
Exactly 7 years.
It's been 7 years, you need to let go. I slowly get up from the pillow and look over to my side. Kane is fast asleep in one of the chairs. Wait, how long was she here for? Was I seriously alone with her like this? I'd rather not wake her, but considering how dark it is outside, I don't have many other options. I don't know how late she is to her job, and I'd rather she not get in trouble. I nervously reach over and gently poke her arm. I don't know any better way to do this. I hope she won't be too mad at me. Hey, Akane, wake up! After gently prodding her arm enough, her eyes flutter open and she looks over at me. Oh, her glasses are tilted a bit.
Yeah.
I think you might need to say the line again. Yeah.
Okay. Huh? It's you. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a lot better now. Much better compared to when you brought me here. Never mind though, how long were you at that chair for?
I'm not sure. After I said I wanted to stick around, I went to go sit down. After a while, I noticed you fell asleep. I was messing around on my phone and catching up on some reading assignments, but then I started feeling kind of sleepy too.
Damn it, I'm so sorry, Akane. I have no idea how late you are to your job, so you should really get a move on.
Well, there's nothing to worry about there. I called my manager not long after you fell asleep, so she already knew I wasn't going to be in today. I told her there was a bit of an emergency I had to take care of.
Wait, so you didn't go because of me? Akane,
Don't feel bad, Robbie. I wanted to stay and make sure you were okay, remember?
Missing your job because of me? You said you needed this. I don't want you to lose your job because you're wasting time on me.
You're important to me, Robbie. I wasn't going to leave you when you might have needed help. wasn't going in today, and, well, at first I told her that a friend of mine needed medical attention, but she seemed a little suspicious. So, well...
She starts to nervously fidget in her chair as she struggles to find the right words.
Normally she's very lenient, but for some reason she was giving me a hard time. So that's why... To get her off my back, I might have told her you were my boyfriend, and I didn't want to leave your side.
Both of our faces are crimson now. Akane?
That was the first thing that popped into my head. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to lie to her about you, but I didn't even feel like going in after you freaked me out. I was worried, I just wanted to make sure you were okay, and I didn't know what else to do, and...
Fast reading. She hides her face in her arms. Akane, what's the matter? She stops hiding her face, but she refuses to make eye contact with me.
I never wanted to tell you this because I was afraid of how you'd react, but... The reason why I probably blurted that out to her is because... I like you, Robbie. I've liked you for the longest time now. I've never felt this way about someone before.
These lines are familiar.
Well, these are all new, though.
Ah. I mean, I guess, like, familiar in that those were the lines that MC said to Akane in the loops. So.
Like I said, it's like poetry. It rhymes.
It rhymes!
Yep. And in this universe, they are literally made for each other. In old school, most of the guys just thought I was a nerd and generally ignored me. Other guys, though, other guys would be hitting on me and making me totally uncomfortable. One guy named Jackson used to tease me. Used to make fun. One guy named Jackson used to make a lot of rude and stupid comments about my huge boobs.
Jackson, that's a name I haven't really heard of before.
This is trivia, but he was going to be one of the characters in October Horizon.
Oh.
You might recognize these other two names, though. We had Jackson and another character. Were combined make a character named Mark.
Ah, okay.
And then we decided, between Saikano and I, we decided to split them back up. So now we have Mark and Joriichiro.
Ah, Joriichiro. So, yeah, that's the origins of him.
Yeah, so you could say that Jackson was just a working name for him until eventually I decided on that.
Alright.
But yeah, so I guess a little nod to that deleted character that never happened. But otherwise, yeah, he probably would have been just like Diet Joriichiro, essentially. Meanwhile, a few of the girls would tell me guys only liked me because they wanted my body, and I
guess Destiny and Momoko were a few of those girls.
No, she's talking about her
Old school. I wouldn't put it past Destiny and Momoko to say stuff like that to her even now, though.
Well, you'll see, but yeah. That is basically the idea. It's sort of a struggle that Darlene went with, or had in her time. One thing that will always make me kind of sad is just the fact that she was probably like one of the most beautiful girls I had ever seen, and yet she struggled to really love herself. So, you could say that that's one of the things that I went for with Akane. Just this idea that she really doesn't know how, well, amazing she is, and she's had to deal with a lot of BS and people taking her around and making feel. Like, you know, not realizing that they're just jealous, or they're just trying to, make themselves feel better.
Yeah. So a lot of bullying just goes.
Yeah, so a little bit of this is kind of loosely from what Arlene did, like kind of hint at me from what I had seen and heard from others. Anyhow, I hated my old school. When Lady forced me to move with her, I thought I was going to hate it here too. But then I met Kodano and she became my first friend here. Then she introduced me to Monica, Himari, and Kiyomi. And eventually, I met you. Everything changed for me. You weren't some pig who only wanted to screw my brains out like Jackson. You were kind, sincere, and compassionate. You were also super smart and fun to talk to. To the point, I tried to find little excuses just to try running into you, but failing miserably, obviously. And this is a little bit of a mix of some of the things Darlene used to say about me, and how, like a damn idiot back in the day, I would try to nervously approach and talk to her. So, yeah, there's that for you. And I mentioned Akane is kind of like a mix between me and her, because,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that whole thing. It's like you're trying to like be subtle and essentially ease the other person into the idea. Like, you gotta get to know her more, so you gotta talk to her more, and essentially, again, ease her into things.
Yeah. Like, she was probably like one of the first girls in forever, probably since Maddie, where it's like I was legitimately trying, like, to talk to her more and approach her, even though, like, I'm stupidly nervous and stumbling on my words and probably making myself look stupid, but thankfully she never saw it that way. She saw it as just kind of funny. So, hey, at least I could make her laugh. I never bothered asking Lady since she couldn't give a damn about what I was feeling. But one day Monica found out, and that's when she told me it was because I liked you. And she's right. I know it in my heart, but I couldn't tell you. I was afraid if I told you, then you'd never want to speak to me again and think I'm some cross-wired freak.
Crosswired.
Yup.
I know. I'm
just some cross-wired freak who has weird dreams. Which, that comes from an old movie. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make things awkward between us. I always make things awkward for everyone I talk to, I swear. If you're angry at me, I totally understand. You don't have to be my friend anymore if you'd rather not. Don't feel like you have to talk to me anymore or even acknowledge I exist. How could I be so stupid? I just made the only guy I ever liked hate my guts.
I think this is what spiraling looks like. I'm surprised that both of us with what I do in response. Honestly, I don't know why, but it's because I slowly get off the bed and go over to her. I gently take off her glasses, and sure enough, there were tears in her eyes. All this time, I never knew what her life was like or the things she'd gone through. After listening to Akane pour her heart out to me, my resolve has been renewed, and I know what I have to do. Akane?
Yes. Yes.
I've actually liked you for a long time, too. I just never knew the best way to ask you out. I'd always taught myself out of it because, as stupid as it sounds, I figured you'd think I was the cross-wired freak and you'd hate me forever. Now that we're alone and being honest with each other, well, I like you, Akane. I'd really like to be your boyfriend and to provide you the love and care you deserve. Because you mean a lot to me, more than you might know, so, well, what do you say?
I guess you could say those are some of the words I wish I could have said to her when she was still alive. Well, especially like those last 3 minutes of dialogue, I think.
Yeah, well,
Anyhow.
like the last 3 lines like this.
Yeah, I guess somewhere around there.
So,
I don't know if it's gonna pick up the gasp. Oh, let's just go.
Yeah, because it's not picking it up for some reason, so continue.
I mean, like, I don't know, it could...
Well, I'm kind of limited to what I can do with Akane's voice, so...
Okay.
Yeah, so like I said, let's just play through.
Yeah.
Robbie, do you really mean that?
Really?
Yes, Robbie, yes! I wanted to ask you myself, but I was so scared you wouldn't like me. Robbie... My dearest darling.
She practically throws herself
That's a song.
Oh, what?
That is a song.
Dearest
darling.
She practically throws herself in my arms, embracing me like I could float away at that moment. Still holding onto her glasses, I carefully wrap my arms around her, embracing her tightly. This moment feels like absolute bliss. It's as if nothing else matters in this one moment. She's still crying as I melt into her embrace. The girl I've had feelings for since near the start of the school year has the same feelings for me. I couldn't be happier in this moment. As she calms down, Akane pulls away from me, glowing with newfound happiness. As she dries her eyes, I put her glasses back on her. I reach out and take one of her hands in mine. She holds onto my hand, clasping it tightly. As our faces draw closer, we're interrupted by an unexpected guest. Sorry, you two, but there's no time for love here.
Amy.
If I had a nickel for every time Amy interrupted a love confession in these mods, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Yes. Technically 3 if we count the original Shattered Time.
Yeah, true.
Technically.
I mean, also technically 4 if we count the original Forlorn Heart.
Oh, yeah, although... On another technicality, this is sort of meant to replace the original Forlorn Art.
On another technicality, Shattered Time Rewind was meant to replace the original Shattered Time.
Well...
Yeah.
Not exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That'll eventually get expanded on in Modern Crusaders, but I'll just say that original Shattered Time is still canon to the Perfect World Anthology.
Oh!
It's the original Night Nurse, Captive Heart, and Carpe Diem where I'm like, I don't know what to do with you anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I just kind of shoved it in its own, like, sort of what-if timeline.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So...
Okay.
Oh, sorry, did you not...
Yeah, I did read that.
Oh. So, I don't know if it's the will of the real Akane or not, but this isn't what was supposed to happen. Fate is called such because we can't change or deny it. We can only accept it. The real Akane? What are you talking about? Sorry, lover boy, but it's time for you to go back to sleep. Either that or we can avoid all this if Akane just rejects you again and leaves. It's your call, Robbie and Akane. Again?
What are you saying? I'm not leaving his side. You think you can ask me to abandon my boyfriend like nothing? Well, read my lips. Get it.
Amy reaches over for something. A bat? Amy, what are you gonna do with that? What do you think, Robbie? Do you live in a cave? No. Now say goodnight, lover boy. Before I could say anything, I feel the full force of Amy swinging the bat into my face.
What are you doing? Get away from him.
Hush, sweetie. I'm working here. You know, for someone who's shy, you're kind of loud, aren't you?
I won't let you hurt him, Amy. Not while I'm still standing.
Oh? Very poor choice of words. Fine. Then it's lights out for you too, kitten. I struggle to get back up. I see Akane trying to wrestle the bat away from Amy. Just as she's about to, Amy lets go of the bat, sending her tumbling backward. When Akane falls to the ground, she releases the bat, allowing Amy to reclaim it. There we go. Don't worry, Akane. This'll only hurt for a second. With the bat, Amy whacks Akane upside the head with seemingly less force, knocking her out cold. Akane! Now, where were we, lover boy? Alright, Operation Go to Sleep. Amy resumes swinging her bat at me with full force over and over again. Sleep, sleep, sleep. I can't even feel my face anymore. Soon feel my consciousness fading. Yep, that's the Age of Ultron reference. So...
Fate is called as such, as it cannot be changed, nor reversed.
I come in my classroom. I swear this feels so damn familiar to me, but I don't know why. I look ahead of me, Akane, all by ourselves. There's no one else here. That's the perfect opportunity to confess to her. At least it would be if I weren't hesitating so much. A part of this feels familiar to me somehow, but I'm not sure why. I look to my desk and see... What the fuck is that? There's a knife on my desk. I gently reach over and brush my finger along the handle. In doing so, a sharp pain shoots up my arm, followed by a flood of memories rushing in my head. I think I remember something. The notebook, the puzzle pieces, the key, the knife. Whatever's going on here, I know it isn't anything good. I rush over to Akane for what feels like the 20th time. This time, however, I'm not trying to confess my love to her. Akane, I'm not sure how to explain it, but staying here is dangerous for you right now. You gotta get out of here.
Bobby, what do you mean?
You need to get out of this room as fast as you can. I mean it. Your life might be in grave danger the longer you stay in here.
Robbie, you don't look so good. I saw you fall asleep again earlier. Did you have a nightmare? Did something happen to you?
Hurry up.
Bobby, I understand that you're kind of freaked out right now, but that's no reason to take it out on me like that. I got enough of that from my mom.
As you've explained.
Besides, I haven't finished up here. So I'd appreciate it if you'd stop yelling at me.
In desperation, I run over to my desk to pick up the knife, ignoring the burning sensation in my palm as I present it to her. This isn't a nightmare, Akane. Look at this knife I found. Something is going on here, and I think we're in danger the longer we stay here. I'm shocked when Akane dismissively looks at the knife before looking at her assignment again.
Or that's my problem.
Spider-Man again.
Yep. Now, would you stop annoying me? I finished up here, so please leave me alone.
My grip tightens around the knife. You fail to see how it's your problem? Can't you see the danger we might be in here? Someone left this here, and if they have bad intentions, they can make us into mincemeat.
Yeah, I got to put that line back in there. After deleting it. You're seriously getting on my nerves right now, Robbie. Leave me alone.
Not for your safety, I won't.
You goddamn nuisance, Robbie. Get away from me.
Akane gets up from her desk, shoving me away from her. Whoa! I lose my balance and hit my head against one of the desks. I was lucky that the knife wasn't pointed at me in any way, otherwise they could have ended badly. Pain in my hand stops, but this time I feel my head being overloaded with more information. I remember everything now. This isn't the first time I've woken up in the classroom. I don't even know how many times I've done this, but each time I've tried to confess my love to Akane. Each time I did, she'd reject me in one way or another. The previous time, though, that felt like a dream come true. So why? It is time. I look over and see the shadowy figure that's been stalking me this whole time in the room. Also, we're back to the apocalypse again.
Yup.
His eyes glow a deep red, glaring daggers at me. The room suddenly darkens. I look out the window to see a familiar blood moon filling the sky, bathing everything in a crimson hue. I set my gaze back to this omen. It continues to glare at me, sending a chill down my spine. I get up and look away from him. Kane's already sat back at her desk to resume her work. Starts to move on its own now. Looking at Akane used to fill me with hope. Now, all I feel is pure rage. My hand grips the knife tightly. After all I've been through, after the way she's treated me, I'm still in love with Akane. I was such a goddamn idiot for putting up with her after all this time. All I wanted was to protect her and see her happy. And how does she reward me? Telling me I'm a nuisance and shoving me to the ground. I put a hand on her shoulder, causing her to look over at me.
What are you?
Without hesitation, I shove her to the ground. Payback is a bitch, isn't it?
What are you doing? Do it.
I clench the knife tightly as I make a jab at her. Luckily for her, she notices just in time and moves to the side.
You lost your mind.
Kinda, sorta. No. The only thing I've lost is my patience.
What the hell are you on about?
I kick the desk away as I trudge toward her. She throws her bag at me in a feeble attempt to stop me. Sure, I had to stop to swat it away, but that didn't buy her much time. She got up to her feet and attempted to make a break for the door. I grab her by the wrist with my other hand, holding onto her tightly as I drag her to the wall.
Let go of me.
No, not this time. I slam her against the wall. I can see the terror in her eyes. For some reason, the sight fills me with unexplained pleasure.
You're crushing my wrist. Stop.
I close my hand tighter around her wrist just to see her writhe in more agony.
Do you know what you're doing? An innocent lamb, ready for the slaughter.
Yes. Yes.
Are you thinking clearly? Whatever it is, do it.
I love you, Akane. I love you so much. I'm in agony. My very soul tormenting me. Every single time I confess to you, every single rejection, it was like a knife in my heart. You know what that feels like?
What? But you never confessed to me.
Liar! It's time. Don't act so innocent, Akane. We've been through this more times than I can keep track of, and I'm sick of it.
No, you need more from me. You're hurting me. Don't do this.
You've hurt me more, Akane. All I ever wanted was a chance to prove myself to you, and yet you shot me down at every turn. Why is that? For some reason, something changes with Akane as she looks at me. What is this? What's going on?
Do it.
Why do you hate me so much? Come on. It was a different thing every time I confessed to you, but what's the real reason? Did you say? Yeah, did you say the
You
line?
can say it again.
There we
Oh,
go.
there you go. You said it.
Yay!
You're a good person, Robbie. Don't do this. Stop listening to him. She's only going to confuse you. No, don't listen to him, Robbie. This isn't you. The Robbie I know would never do this. You're kind, sincere, compassionate. Those are just a few of the qualities that make me like you.
Enough!
Oh! You and I were open about our feelings before, Robbie. I don't know why I forgot all about that or why I was being so cruel, but I remember now. You made me so happy when you told me you loved me. I know something was controlling me before, but I'm not being controlled anymore. You set me free, Robbie, but now you need to step out of it.
So the possession shifted, essentially.
I love you.
Liar!
What? Make the sacrifice.
With the knife in hand, I dangle it between my fingers before aiming it at Akane's neck. If I can't have you, no one can. As I'm about to plunge the knife into her neck, I stop myself. I look into Akane's eyes, stricken with fear and hurt. I drop the knife and let her go. Akane falls to the floor, shaking violently. What?
Sting.
Ah, frick, it ate up most of the thing.
Oh. Interesting. You managed to break my hold.
You... Why didn't you give in? Are you that useless? The last one sure didn't hold back when...
What's wrong? That's enough.
I look back to see the masked figure vanish into the shadows. From the floor, what I can only describe as a plume of black and red fire erupts, casting a pair of green eyes at me.
Give my subordinates.
No.
He honestly couldn't snap his own fingers without any help.
Yeah, I remember, like, you mentioned that, like, Jogral was, like, the incompetent general, at least in terms of, like, his character.
Yeah, kinda, sort of. Like, technically, he can get things done. His biggest weakness, though, is that he gets carried away.
Yeah.
Like, everything has shattered time for a moment. All he had to do was just get that MC to be corrupted to the dark side. He wasn't supposed to let him go on a murder rampage, though.
Yeah.
And that's why Terry over here got angry at him, because it's like, yeah, you had one job, and that job was finished, and now you're just letting him, you know, like, he almost killed 3 people tonight because you didn't stop him. Like, I had to step in and, you know, do your job for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, he's a little incompetent, but his biggest weakness is just that he gets overly carried away.
Yeah.
But he can get things done. It's just, sometimes he doesn't, and he gets angry. Still, he raises an interesting point. Congratulate yourself, Robbie, for being the second person to break free from my mental manipulation.
Tarankos.
It's
Frozen.
Wait, it's
yeah,
frozen.
I was about to say too.
There we go.
Oh, it's
Oh,
back?
okay.
Yeah. Tell me you won.
Okay, is it
How are you
lagging?
feeling now? A little bit, maybe.
Hmm.
How are
The crimson glow from the moon fades as it returns to its natural color in the sky. I look back at the large fire plume. In the heat of that moment, I felt something come over me. I wasn't myself back there. I stumble a little before grabbing onto a desk. That whole time, that was you?
I must say, you've exceeded my expectations even still. You certainly have a high amount of outstanding moral fiber.
Moral fiber. What was all that? What did you do to me?
Just took some of those negative emotions I spoke to you about earlier and provided you with a gentle push in the right direction. You have anger. You have scorn. All directed at the young woman. Refused to use them, so I decided to steer you in the right direction. You're the first I've seen to resist me so early on. The shattered soul. The first to call upon me.
Yeah.
That pathetic fool. When I poisoned his mind, he murdered some ignorant brute that killed the woman he loved.
Jorichiro. Oh no, the dad,
He
right.
didn't resist. No, it was Jorichiro.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about
Right.
Jorichiro
Right,
killing
yeah, I got it
Noah.
right the first time. So,
Yeah. He didn't resist me at all. At least, not until he ran into the arms of his newfound love, trying to sway him back into the light. That's Natsuki. My control began to wane and he became unpredictable until she managed to get him back to his senses.
You sick, twisted bastard. So this is what you do in your free time?
Failed to realize the truth. It all ended that you only accepted your fate. Instead, I've had to take drastic measures to convince you. Instead, look at what your hands have wrought. Misery, misery, misery.
I look back at Akane, who slowly makes her way back to me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Akane puts a hand on my cheek, stopping me from apologizing.
I know you, Robbie. You'd never want to hurt me. It's all just him trying to use you like a puppet. Such sharp words. Yes. Even so, we're this close to claiming her life out of anger and vengeance. Each about love and friendship. What does that make you feel?
No! I love Akane. I'd never do this.
Suggest otherwise. At least, from a certain point of view. Only because you're the one screwing with his mind. Akane was your name, yes. I cannot help but feel there's something familiar about you. You remind me of someone from days long past. Someone no longer of this world.
Was that new, or was that, like, in the original
This is
version?
new.
Ah,
This is new.
alright.
The hell are you talking about?
I'm guessing this was this like one of the things where it's like, oh, we gotta change this so that chapter 2 makes sense? Or,
A little bit. That and I feel like if I don't establish this now, it's gonna be confusing to people later. Be like, huh? Why? What does this have to do with anything? It's like, well,
similar look then.
Yeah.
Akane.
Yeah, basically, yeah, kind of. If you want to sort of know what Nahila looks like, well, sort of like the same hair color and eye color, and something like that.
Alright.
Never met her, but if you're saying I remind her of you, if I remind you of her, then I bet she would be ashamed of everything you've done. If she was someone you cared about, how do you think she would feel seeing what you're doing? Your usefulness has been served. Be gone.
Where are you? Stop hiding behind some smoke and mirrors and flames and show yourself!
So much to the point you can murder them in cold blood. How interesting.
This can't be real.
You are correct. This is all an illusion. I am your humble guide I am your humble guide in helping you accept your fate.
Then what is my fate?
You will see soon enough. And now, you lost Welts. Your rebellion ends here.
A gust of wind erupts from the center of the room, knocking me off my feet into the floor.
Imagination, use it.
Yep.
Robbie!
Connor! I try to reach out for her in desperation, only to watch her fade away. As the wind continues, I'm having trouble breathing. I eventually lose consciousness as I can't properly breathe anymore. What? My head jolts up from my desk, and I'm breathing heavily. I take a moment to scan the room. I remember everything now. But where's... Amy's right in front of me. Akane's at her desk. She's okay. She's alive and completely unharmed. What was all that about? Was that the real nightmare? I don't even know anymore. I look at my desk. There's no knife or notebook in front of me. Instead, there's a cake. The cake I was gonna give Akane as a gift. How's it here, though? I get up from my desk and walk over to Amy. I don't even know where to begin here, but I just need to talk to someone about this. I thought about talking with Akane about this, but something tells me not to. And then look over to Amy, who's been a neutral party in this. I mean, kinda, sorta.
Yeah, well, you'll see his logic.
Yeah. Sure, she makes fun of me for being a loser and a pervert, but that's exactly why she's the ideal option. I literally have nothing to lose talking to her, since she already thinks negatively about me. Yeah, like, how could I, like... What do you want, Robbie? Stop staring at me with those lecherous eyes of yours, would you? I'm ignoring that. Okay, so then what's on your mind? Is it about Akane again? Well, I wanted to confess to her ever since she transferred over to our school, but I end up hesitating every single time. But then recently, when I was able to confess to her, she'd reject me at each turn, and with a different reason, too. I see. It seems you're beginning to understand. Maybe now you'll be able to accept the truth. The truth? What truth? Don't you see it by now? Come on, Robbie. You can't be that dense, can you? Okay, well first let me ask you a question. Why are you so hell-bent on confessing to her in the first place, then? I mean, you said it yourself, right? Admiring her from far away isn't getting me anywhere. If anything, it's just making things worse. Essentially delaying the inevitable. I need to take action and tell her what she means to me. And here I thought you only liked her for her feet or something. I mean, the closest he gets is complimenting the shoes. What?
That line makes me laugh still. I love that line.
Yeah. Yeah, there are good lines in this. Would you cut that out already? I'm only kidding! Anyway, so you want to confess to her. That's great and all, but here's another question. What are you expecting out of this? Well, I'd like to make her happy. Especially now that I know how crummy her home life is with her irresponsible, kinda abusive mom. And a loving father she can't see all the time. Her home life is almost the reverse of mine. Wonder if, yeah, that new line.
I called it out. Yeah. Well, I didn't call it out, but I just... Like, look at this! They are literally, like, mirror images of each other, which... Again, like, between me and Darlene... Only thing I can argue is... At least she made it seem like she was super confident in herself. Whereas me, not so much. At least not until, like... Well, one of the last times I ever got to saw her after not seeing her for a long time, and she even said, like, you've really changed, Daniel. Kind of trying to say that I'm not so much like that shy, timid guy anymore. Anyhow.
Yeah, so thinking about it, I think I heard a little bit about Destiny and Momoko bullying her. I didn't believe it at first, but listening to Akane convinced me otherwise. Damn that mega bitch Momoko. All in all, after listening to Akane tell me about her life and confess to me, it made me realize that despite how we were friends, there were still things I don't know about her. Before, I just thought Akane was this beautiful and mysterious girl with a wonderful smile and warm personality. Now, though, I want her to be safe and embrace happiness. I don't want to be like Jackson or any of those other jerks from her last school. She deserves to be treated with love and respect. It's very noble of you, Robbie. For all my jokes and barbs toward you about being some kind of sexual deviant, it's good to know you're far from that. You only want to love and cherish her, to see her happy, to be a light in her darkest hour. That's the kind of person a young woman like Akane needs in her life. After all, you said it yourself. She's already had guys who want her just for her looks. You could care less about her feelings or even her well-being, but her heart and mind matter to you. I want to be there for her. Even if I can't do much now, I'd like to be the partner she deserves someday. That's why I want to tell her, Amy. It's the logical thing to do. And I want to try to be that partner for her, just like you said. I have to try. The only problem is... Let me guess, you're scared to hear her answer, right? I nervously nod. I'm not sure why I'm telling her all of this. I'm not sure how I remember everything I've gone through up to this point. I don't know anything anymore. Well, I don't have anything left to lose at this point, right? And yet, I know I'm going to sound insane, but I feel like I've relived this day so many times. I'm surprised as Amy smiles to herself and nods. I see. So it looks like you finally figured it out, lover boy. Took you a lot longer than I thought it would for you, but I think things will finally straighten themselves out now. Admittedly, I hated having to sit you here and babysit you in this version of Akane, but you're worth it. Wait a minute. You felt the time loop as well? You're half right. For your sake, I've only been playing along as to not freak you out. I was hoping you would have figured it out sooner, but better late than never, right? Then can you help me? Every time I've confessed to Akane, she's turned me down for some random reason. Is this some kind of curse? No, it's more than just a simple curse. It's far more involved than that. This world, it's your subconscious playing with you, Robbie. What are you talking about?
Fine, though.
What?
That line I included in there because one of my critics said that this whole sequence with Amy went on for too long, and that I could have made it so much simpler if I had Amy just say, it's a simple curse, that's all. Then I'm here like, no,
It isn't.
it's not.
It's more than that.
Yeah, so
So this line is a reference to that.
to that one person, and I doubt they're listening to this, I included that line in there just for you.
I don't even think I intended to be harsh either. Clearly you love this girl and want to tell her. The problem is that you were always too scared she'd reject you deep down. I mean, I've seen you every so often catching glances at her. Just when I thought you'd confess to her, you always back down. Deep down, you're too scared that you're not good enough for her, so you'd always shoot yourself down before you spoke to her. I feel like I'm being hit by lightning as the realization dawns on me. She's right. After all this time. That's right. So this isn't a curse. And again, if it was, it wouldn't be just simple. This isn't even much of a time loop if you think about it. Your subconscious...
Yeah, Shattered Time Rewind was a curse, and even then it wasn't that simple either.
It was also an actual time loop. Your subconscious fear of rejection, combined with the unknown, serves as the foundation of this little dimension. You created this room. You're the one projecting Akane in this school as you see them. The Akane you've built up in your head constantly rejects you, so this Akane is no different. Well, I wasn't paying attention to everything 100% of the time. A few things caught my attention. Specifically, there were some strange anomalies that squirmed their way in there. What kind of anomalies? Do you remember the puzzle pieces in the notebook? I don't think I have those anymore, though. The puzzle pieces are made of a special metal called xenothioid. It has special properties that make it resistant to magic. That special lock fitted on the notebook is made of the same thing. It serves another purpose, though. Xenothioid metal is used to craft of certain magic objects, including what some might call a memory pendant, which we saw in Shattered Time Rewind. And you're telling me because those puzzle pieces in the notebook stayed with you each time the day would reset itself? I don't know, is the memory pendant line new or no?
The memory pendant line is new.
Okay.
Just to further drive home, this is something important, and tying it back to Shattered Time Rewind, which I kind of regard as a bit of a soft reboot of the Perfect World Anthology, just because 3 years went by without us putting anything out for it. And, I mean, on the technicality, it is beginning again with Shattered Time Rewind.
Yeah. Not only that, but all 5 of them were acting like a memory pendant to try and unlock your memories. For whatever reason, though, it looks like it didn't work out, did it? I guess not. I'm still completely lost on what's going on, though. I also ran into Monica and Kotonora at some point after you told me to get some fresh air. Ah, so that's what happened. Interesting. Anyway, here's another anomaly for you. This Akane conflicts with the real Akane, who, as you might remember, is head over heels for you. At the same time, she's as hopeless as you are when it comes to love. Most of the time, she was afraid you'd reject her if she ever tried to talk to you. But I'd never do that to her. How would she know? She was too scared to confess to you, Robbie. The same way you were scared to confess to her. Yet somehow the real Akane's wish seemed to break through. A few times, in fact. As I said, I wasn't paying attention to everything, but from my observations, there were at least a couple of those times between you and her that stood out to me. The first being when you got to have that heart-to-heart with her after she took you to see the nurse. She even broke down and finally told you how much she loved you. It was such an endearing moment, so it pained me to ruin it all. Wait, so then, I back away from her abruptly, holding my arms out in defense. Why the hell did you beat me to death with a bat? I told you that was an anomaly. You weren't supposed to see or experience that. You also weren't supposed to give into your dark side and nearly murder her out of frustration. Then again, that wasn't entirely your doing, was it? Oh, you saw that. I did. Taranko simply took those hurt emotions of yours and amplified them into pure rage and hatred. And yet the real Akane broke through once again, acting through the dream Akane your mind created. She held the memories of your past experiences with her, including when you both confessed to each other. Once again, she came to your rescue before you did something you would regret. So, halfway into that? Exactly. At first, that was just the dream Akane rejecting you again, even saying you were a nuisance to her. Harsh, I know, but that was one of the things you were afraid the real Akane would say to you. But at some point,
Ironically, something that need Arlene of my universe, well, I guess talking about it like this. That whole sequence is basically like, I guess you could say, a literal version of what she did to me. Pushing me away and basically making me feel like I'm a nuisance to her.
Pushing you away, essentially.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like me, she did deal with a lot of depression. And unfortunately, in her case, it led to a lot of self-destructive behaviors, which was one of the reasons why I was worried about her. One of the reasons why very bad point, which I tried to, look out for her, and that's what led to us having a bit of an argument, and her basically saying, like, yeah, go screw yourself.
Although I guess she said the more, like, the actual curse word.
Well, she didn't exactly say it like that. She basically... if I want to remember the words she actually said to me, it was something like, I'm tired of trying to keep you people in my life. Go do whatever you want.
Oh.
Which, in not so many words, is basically, go screw yourself.
Damn.
So, she really did hurt me that day. And that's why I'm just here like, Connie here is meant to represent the Darlene that I felt for all those years ago, and not the one near the end that seemed to be in such a bad spot.
So,
Probably at her lowest point.
yeah. Although, yes, even if this Akane isn't real, that was still very destructive of you, Robbie. And again, I guess that's what you get for going against the will of Tarankos. Believe me when I say you got off lucky. Circling back just a little bit here, this classroom and this Akane are just... Amy waves her hand and Akane vanishes. That's right. The only thing that was real were the real Akane's true feelings for you. Possibly even your short time with Monica and Kononoha, but I can't be sure. Everything else, though? It's all fake. As I move to sit at a desk, the chair and desk fade away and I land bottom first on the floor. Soon the entire classroom fades away as well. Do you remember this place? Of course I do. I live around here. What else? Sayori lives around here as well. What else? Quit playing games, Amy. What are you getting at here? Are you telling me that you don't remember? Even after you saw that memory you sealed away out of denial? You were on your way back from the bakery with the cake you got for Akane when all of a sudden... There was this kid, and then Amy, did I? Not quite. Your soul is in limbo right now. As of right now, you're comatose in a hospital bed after getting hit by a bus. That kid you saved suffered a scraped knee and elbow from getting pushed out of the way, but you ultimately saved him. You can't stand in the middle of the road in front of an oncoming bus and expect to make it out without a scratch. But why?
I think I mentioned it before, but in the original draft of this, well, he was originally going to kill Akane in that sequence, and in the one before that, Amy was going to actually kill Akane with the knife that he found.
Ah, so it shifted.
And here, yeah, because I'm here like, yeah, this is gonna be like almost dark to the point of painted love levels, and then it's like, do I really want to do this to Akane? Considering the draft, that very early draft was started before Darlene passed away, I was even here like, So after that, I'm here like, yeah, no, I don't want to have her, go through this unless it's absolutely necessary. And that wasn't absolutely necessary for the story.
Yeah, get that.
Yeah, and then of course, the final piece here was that he was meant to die. This would have been like him battling with trying to pass over into the afterlife. And him not being able to come to terms with, well, I'm going to be leaving this wonderful girl behind who's in love with me to grieve. Where in chapter 2 would be Akane grieving for him, all while trying to deal with everyone looking at her like a walking jinx. Like, essentially, he's only dead because he had feelings for you, and he went to get that cake only because you wouldn't accept his feelings, or so they think.
Correlation doesn't really equal causation.
Yeah, unfortunately, but there are some people who don't think
feel a chill run down my spine as I spot a familiar shadow looming behind Amy. It's that freaky masked guy! Back off, pal. I've got this one under control now, so beat it. Very well, then. You no good little suck-up. He then vanishes as mysteriously as he appeared. Loser. Who the hell was that? Him? Don't mind him. He's just a drama queen and a simp lord for this floozy I hate a lot, that's all. It's nothing to be afraid of. Never mind. Just think of him as a poor man's version of the Grim Reaper. At least that's how he sees himself in his head. I'm not sure what Tarankos ordered him to do, but I bet he was ordered to keep tabs on you. Although, I kind of deviated from Tarankos' plan for you, so I'm sure to get in a lot of trouble now. Note that's references what the doing is. He wanted to torment and corrupt your soul for a bit to try out an experiment, but I don't know why I stepped out of line for you, okay? Amy is usually calm and composed, if not a bit snarky. This time, however, she seems legitimately flustered about something. Any for your thoughts, Amy? Don't use my lines against me, Robbie. God, you're such an idiot. I don't know why Akane has a thing for you. I don't even know why I'm doing this for you. I'm supposed to hate you, and yet... Are you okay? Just leave me alone, alright? I've never felt like this before, so stop being such a jerk. Okay, just calm down. Anyway, as of right now, your paranoia and desire to talk to Akane is the only thing keeping your soul tethered to this universe. While in limbo, you went into denial and locked away that memory of the bus hitting you and created that room. Or maybe subconsciously locked it away might be more accurate. Your low opinion of yourself manifested into the Akane that kept rejecting you over and over. Oh, so that's why I was stuck confessing to her. Indeed, it's like a never-ending torture. That was until something happened I don't think Tarankos was expecting. You said the real Akane was creeping into this dream world. Is that it? Yes, I'm honestly still trying to figure out how her will broke out, but I broke through, but I have a few theories. Her love for you, you could say that it's her wish. Her very soul is calling out to you right now. As cliche as it sounds, Tarankos underestimated the power of love. The power of a love so strong that it broke through this illusion. Even if it was just for a little while, what you got to experience were the real Akane's hopes and dreams to be with you. Then I have to go back? I can't leave her. I'm sorry, Robbie, I didn't want to do this to you. What are you trying to say? Do what? For you, right now, you could say that I'm kind of like an angel. Aren't angels supposed to protect people, or are you kind of some kind of dark angel, like in this story I read once? Dark angel?
Good reference.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
Yep. In a weird way, you could technically think this is me kind of referencing the mod that paved the way for the Perfect World Anthology.
Ah, you mean a
The
more
being of
fatigue?
Morphati.
Yep.
Yeah, although me and Ninja, or I keep calling it, well, Nightmare Ninja Saikanogaming, we hate that mod.
Yeah.
It will admit that it did kind of pave the way for, like, this sort of storytelling.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, I kind of feel like that story was not the best told. Among the other issues I have with it. Which is kind of why I try to see, like, okay, now that I know what I like from that mod, let me see if I can take those elements and make something of my own.
Yeah.
And that became Shattered Memory Points.
Taking the best ideas from bad stuff and essentially making your own story out of it. I like when that happens.
So, yeah, technically, every once in a while I will throw in a reference to a Morphati, only because, well, I hate to admit it, but yeah, that was kind of what paved the way for me.
Yeah, like, I guess it's kind of like, I hate you, but I'm glad you... Okay, I don't think you're glad it exists. What?
I'm glad for this vacuum you've created for me.
There we go, that's better phrasing. So what's how to start? Yeah, and then there's a more blatant reference to the parts of the storyline, like then you wouldn't have tried to do something like tell me to lure Monica into a trap to kill her for some sacrifice. What? No, why would I even do that? Besides, have you seen Monica? AKA one of the most beautiful girls in our school? Why the hell would I tell you to sacrifice her? Okay, sorry, just checking. So if you're not a good angel or some fallen angel, then what are you? In this case, my role is like that of an angel of death. I take a few steps back from her before falling to my knees. I was never gonna tell you anything since you and I were just simple classmates, but now I was called into action by Tarankos the moment this tragedy happened. I never heard Akane, did I? No. That dream Akane? If anything, she's more like a puppet with Tarankos pulling the strings. As of right now, Akane's waking up for school, trying to keep up with her hectic life. At least for now. In fact, it's already been a few days since the accident. Right now, she feels like her world is falling apart, which we'll get a glimpse at in Chapter 2. It doesn't help that Destiny and Momoko, along with the rest of the school, have branded her as a walking jinx. Thanks to a certain someone I know. I don't want to leave her alone like that, though. She doesn't deserve this. I know, but that's not my call to make here. There's only one way I can see the both of us ever being set free, but that's not happening anytime soon. And that would be Tarankos' sister, and the very person who's making 60% of Nagahara High School bully Akane. Oh, 60%, so there's the other 40%, so I guess hoping Akane finds the 40%. So, if that floozy Saritha were to not only be freed from her prison, but take pity on us, but Tarankos can control time, Saritha can control the flow of life. As I said, though, I don't see that happening. She's even more demented than Lord Tarankos himself, if I'm being honest. I know it sucks, but there's nothing else we can do. That's why they call it fate. It can't be changed or reversed. We can only accept it. After everything you and Akane told me, though. That's right, the bullying. The drunken floozy of a mother, part-time job, all of it. That's why I'm shocked. You weren't supposed to find out about any of that stuff. But right now, her soul, her very heart is crying out to you. She was hoping that you'd hear her, but even though it worked, it's too late now. I almost feel like a certain someone might have pulled some strings for you. Whatever the case, there's only one thing you can do now, Robbie. And what would that be? Amy snaps her fingers and suddenly we're dropped into a new location. Amor fati, Robbie. Love your fate and accept it. No, I can't do that. How am I supposed to love a fate where I might die while Akane's suffering? How stupid do you think I am to accept something like that? Well, don't answer that. Anyway, why did you bring us here? I just felt like a change of scenery. I also figured you'd at least like to see where Akane lives. And if you're gonna keep denying this, then you clearly didn't learn anything. Denying your fate will only lead to your soul going through an everlasting torment, so there is only but one thing you can do. Otherwise you're gonna turn into some kind of evil yandere spirit. Oh, wonder what that would look like.
What with that idea?
So unless... Oh. What?
That I've toyed with that idea.
Ah, okay. So unless you want to let your soul get corrupted and be forever stuck in this pretty little prison you made for yourself, you need to stop. From the time I've known Amy, I've never seen her talk like this, or have such a serious conversation without making it creepy or weird. I hear my head spinning as I try to come to terms with this. If I can't go back to her, is there one last thing I can do for her? I honestly don't see why not, but it depends on what you're gonna do. Obviously, you can't show up as a ghost in a room and confess to her, so I'm not sure if being a dead guy would be a deal breaker for her. That's not what I'm asking here, Amy. I guess that. Fine, then what's your request? It has to do with the cake I wanted to give her. Can't you see that it makes it to her okay? Considering what happened, I'm not sure if I can do that entirely. I see. Yeah, there was only the one slice in the, room. Although if that other person who pulled some strings for you happens to be listening in, then maybe he just might grant you that wish of yours. That's the second time you mentioned someone pulling strings for me. Who would that be? Tarankos is not the only one of his kind out there, Robbie. I mentioned his younger sister Zaretha earlier, but this isn't about her. Where there is shadow, there's also light. I'm starting to wonder if his older brother, Articus, has taken some kind of liking to you. How do you know about this stuff anyway, Amy? It's simple, Robbie. I'm a descendant of the Dark Interlopers, a tribe of witches that worship Tarankos. And this is the Wicked Witchcraft reference. That is how my family came to serve him for generations. She looks sad as she admits this to me, looking away at one of the houses to hide her face from me, which is another imagination thing. So, if Tarankos has his own followers, I can't help but wonder if Articus somehow has his own followers, but I can't prove that. I mean, I guess we might find out in a future mod.
Yeah, that's also something I've been toying with as well. For sure, I think it'll be made clear in time for Modern Crusaders, if not in Modern Crusaders itself.
Okay. Articus. Why do I feel like I've heard that name before? Who can say? You've met Tarankos many times before. You have a whole anthology. Different versions of you anyway, but that's another story. Or a whole bunch of stories collected into an anthology. Navin, I guess you better get going. Going where? To the afterlife? No, to meet with his brother. Unless you want to stick around for Tarankos to corrupt your soul? You're not dead yet, Robbie, but you can't stay here. Don't give up. There's no hope for me, but there's still a slight chance for you. She lets out a deep sigh before looking up at the sky. I don't know why, but I follow her lead. So that's another one of the rhymes. Oh boy, I can't wait to see how Tarankos is gonna punish me. I'm sorry I put you through this. You know, I always thought you hated me and couldn't stand me, but I guess I was wrong. Fine, I don't actually hate you, Robbie. In fact, I've never hated you. Quite the opposite, in fact. Is that what you wanted me to say? But Amy, I didn't... Yeah, well now you know. Such a difficult man. And yet, here we are. I'm sticking my neck out for you all because I like... yeah. Whatever. It's not like it matters anyway. Amy... I still think you're an idiot. I know. You know what? Fine. Probably going to hell anyway. Get over here, you. Before I can question her, Amy pulls me by my tie and brings my face to hers. She surprises me as she puts her lips to mine for what seemed like forever. Then just as quickly, she shoves me away from her toward a bright light behind me. And those feelings are going to be expanded on in like other mods, probably.
Yeah, so I guess I'll say it's a bit of a canon event, but in almost all the mods, Amy does have feelings for him. Technically, even STR.
Yeah.
Like in the phone call when she was there, like, listen,
Yeah, that's. I guess she was about to say that.
Yes, she just lost her nerve.
So it'll be hinted.
So you can probably imagine how she might have been feeling, having to do all this crap, like beating him to death with a bat.
Yeah.
You could say that Amy was definitely very dedicated to the mission.
Yeah.
This Amy, not so much.
Yeah. I think I remember like she hit like Akane with like less force and then hit MC like full force, and I'm guessing that she had him like full force because like if I go full on it, it'll be over faster.
Yeah, basically.
Ah.
Yeah, she does care about him, and even though it's like he knows like he's in love with Akane, I can't ever be with him, but I still am trying to help him. While also trying to deal with my heritage, you know, the fact that I'm kind of forced to work for this guy.
I guess the story of how she, I mean, like more of like, no, she's part of the Dark Interlopers. I was about to say like the story of how she managed to work for him like would be revealed, but no, we already know it. It's just part of the Interlopers.
Yeah, basically, that's she and inherited that position, you could say.
Where am I now? It's my homeroom class. I look around and see students coming in. How am I here? I try to hold out my arms only to realize I don't even have a body. Is this what Amy meant by me becoming a spirit? So who's...
I guess I'll go ahead and take him.
I mean,
Robbie Sakamoto.
what about, like Saikano? I mean, I don't really think, like, I've heard of, like, the majority of this.
I'm fine with it. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, we kind of agreed, like, between, like, when we realized we never chose anyone for Jugraw, it's like, who else is left? Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I just kind of,
Might as well.
I don't know, felt like
I know.
throughout this
And
week.
I even told him the same thing, and he was like, yeah, no, you can go ahead and handle those.
Yeah.
Okay, where was I?
Yeah, right. You read the line.
Sakamoto.
Who said that? Who are you?
You have nothing to fear, Robbie. I brought you here because I answered your call.
Wait, so then, are you Articus? The brother of Tarankos?
Half right. Tarankos is the name my brother took after he succumbed to dark forces that tempted his wavering spirit.
That was Zaretha.
Never mind that now, though.
I guess more will be revealed in upcoming Perfect World Anthology mods.
Yeah, I'll definitely say Chapter 2 for Forlorn will reveal a lot.
Ah, so that...
Although this director's cut actually does give you a very huge clue to his identity.
Okay.
I understand you know why you are here.
I turned to look over at Akane's desk where a few people are crowded around. Upon further inspection, I see the cake neatly packed and placed on Akane's desk. There's also a letter sitting next to it, though. It's the chocolate cake I wanted to give Akane.
Recreated down to the exact recipe with my own knowledge and skills.
Wow. You must be incredible at baking, then. But what's that letter next to it?
In addition to the letter you left to Akane confessing your earnest feelings for her, I penned a letter myself and left it with the cake.
Okay, but why would you do that?
Because there is still hope for you, Robbie. I believe that young woman Amy told you what happened after your terrible accident.
You were watching all that then? Well, yeah, she did.
There's still a fighting chance for you, Robbie. You have not departed this earth yet, but you are still clinging to life as we speak. Akane is going to need you in these desperate times. My brother is not the only force at play here. I believe Amy mentioned another to you besides me.
That name, Zaretha?
Correct. My sister, the very shadow that corrupted my brother, is now threatening to do the same thing to Akane. There is only so much I am able to do, but I'm fearful I might be too late. A few days have passed since the accident, but I have brought you here to just a short time after you were taken to the hospital. Zaretha's insidious plot has already been enacted, with a few of your fellow students turning on Akane.
Can't let her do that, though.
My sentiments exactly. Which is why I need you to keep holding on.
What are you saying? I don't have magical powers to bake cakes at super fast speeds. I'm just a regular person.
That's where you are wrong. Not to me, you are.
Huh?
Remember when Amy told you about Akane Akane's with. You might argue that Akane is just a regular person as well. Well, not to me. Neither are you. Akane's wish. Her very heart, calling out to you, was able to break through my brother's spell. This is old magic that he has long forgotten about.
What sort of magic?
Magic of hope and love.
You're not gonna tell me something about how true love triumphs over evil, are you?
Well, perhaps not with that exact phrasing. The love you have for Akane is strong, and she has those same feelings for you. This bond you share, which was the mod that sort of inspired me to get into writing.
Yep.
This bond we share, but
Now it's essentially...
your heart was able to answer her call.
Now it's essentially...
And sort of a little shout out to the mod.
Yeah.
I honestly have some bit of feelings about playing the mod myself for my channel. I was telling Saikano, but most likely I may not play it even though I loved that mod 4 years ago. I'd rather not get into why I feel that way.
Yeah, like the new demo came out and then opinions can change over the course of like 4 years, so...
Yeah, and I'll just say, I was a different person 4 years ago. And yeah, so things did kind of change. A lot of things, both how I view modding, my personal life, relationships, things of that sort.
Okay.
Now it's time to make sure her heart answers yours. I may be too late to prevent my sister from attempting to corrupt Akane, but fear not. Now that my brother has finished toying with you, you can make sure to keep your will and body strong. All I ask is that you not falter and keep believing that your feelings will reach her. I will be with you to ensure Tarankos does not try to corrupt or weaken your spirit again. Think of me as a guide, making sure you stay true to the path of the light.
I just need to believe. As soon as I say that, I see her. She walked into the classroom holding the confession letter I wrote to her. She looks kind of flustered for some reason. Amy told me she's gonna get bullied the whole time I'm out of commission. Is there no way I can stop that?
If only we could. Remember, these are but shadows of the past. I was thankfully able to manipulate things to fulfill your request. Even so, my power is limited. My brother was the one proficient with time magic. To grant your request, I was able to rewind time by 3 days, to just the moment after the accident. I apologize that I could not do more for you, as I've only just started learning to use time magic. Words cannot describe my sorrow and frustration, as now Zarita has infected the minds of so many students, including those of Destiny and Momoko.
Is she truly that strong?
It took the combined forces of both my brother and I to stop her, before he turned to evil. Even though she was not at her full potential, she was still a great threat with what skill she did have with life magic. Be though as it may, if you were to make a transparent wish for Akane's heart to answer, I am sure we can stop Zarita. And so Medusa's Trivia Transparent Wish was the original working title of this mod.
Okay.
Until a certain someone kind of forced me to change it. Because his mod, Twisted World, would have the same initials.
Oh. I mean, I mean, Twisted
so-
World doesn't exist anymore, so you could essentially like use the
Technically
Transparent
not.
Wish title.
Well, yes, but by that point I was here like, it's pretty much ingrained now. Like even though Twisted World was canceled ages ago, I just decided I already made the logo. It's already kind of deep rooted in there, so I'm just gonna leave it.
I mean,
And it
Transparent.
does kind of refer to Akane a little more directly, because she is the Forlorn Heart in this case.
I mean, Transparent Wish could be the name of another like mod in the Perfect World anthology.
Maybe.
Although I'd have to kind of figure out like what kind of mod would I be able to make where that title makes sense.
Alright. I look at
Like,
Akane.
I mean, yeah, you're right, it could. I just don't know, like, yeah, how would I use it now that I technically have it again?
Yeah. I look at Akane once again before looking away. I don't even know where Articus is, so I don't know where I should be facing. What do I do now?
Let us not linger here. I fear you may not like what you see, should you remain here in this school. Although she is facing many hardships, Akane is not alone. She has her friends by her side, and she will have you. I've also sensed another presence that is surrounding her. Although I can't determine its origin, I feel it is benevolent and means her no harm.
I look back at Akane one last time. Looks like she's just finished reading both letters from me and Articus. The look on her face, the sadness in her eyes. I'm so sorry, Akane. What I wouldn't give to tell her that I'm right here, that I love and want to protect her. Akane, I won't let Zaretha get away with this, even if you can't hear me right now. You have my word. This I promise you. I just let out a sigh and turn away from her. I can't look back. He's right. Okay. Where are you taking me?
If you don't mind, I'll be taking you to one of my favorite meditation spots out in the spirit realm. We'll be safe to converse there, and you will be safe from Tarakos and Zaretha. There, I'll teach you how to commune with her to hopefully break Zaretha's hold.
Alright, I'm ready.
Very well. Then let us depart.
Before I know it, I feel myself being pulled away from the school and toward what I can only describe as a train station. They're waiting for me at one of the platforms. I see someone.
Yeah, technically this MC has the honor of being able to meet Articus in person.
Ah,
Sort of.
So we'll be seeing his design soon?
Eventually, like, ironically, as we are talking, Saikano and I are trying to figure out what is he gonna look like.
Ah.
I know what Zaretha looks like, and I definitely know what Tarakos looks like, but I'm like, yeah, how are we gonna do this? Eventually we'll figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of gave some suggestions, but we still don't have an actual pinpoint design of them yet. Definitely.
Right, like, yeah, he did give me some suggestions, and I'm here like, okay, yeah, that could work. But then it's like, okay, now what though? Like, what would he even wear? How is he gonna have, like, his hair? Is he gonna have, like, a beard or whatever?
Like a majestic,
The only thing we know
angelic
about him
beard.
is that he's kind, wise, and he reminds Sayori of her dad. That's all we know.
So
In
then...
terms of, like, what he's described.
So then if he were to remind Sayori of her dad, we'd have to figure out what her dad looks like, and then go from there. Like, I guess use Sayori's dad's, like, design as, like, a template? At least that's my suggestion.
Possibly. I mean, it's not gonna be like a one-for-one thing, like, oh yes, it's like, they're twins from another universe.
I know, like I said, it's like
just
a
like one
template.
thing, but yeah. Yeah, well, either way, we'll see when the time comes. Here are the shutters, my brother.
I think it ate away the line.
No matter.
There we go.
You have claimed his soul for now, but thankfully, I still have two in my possession that will. I still have two in my possession that will suffice.
In the position of your
One of them.
possession.
One of them belonging to STRNC. Yes. You may think you've hindered my plans, but you've only made things more interesting. A darkness rises with light to meet it. And yet, you are nothing more than a fading light in the dark, dear brother. By the time you realize it, all hope will be lost. Your interference, as well as the betrayal of the Amy of this universe, were surprising, but not completely unexpected. Still, I cannot help but marvel at how his will refused to break when I had him in my grasp. No matter. There is also one thing I did not account for, however. I never figured you would go, or you would try to branch to learning life and time magic. You may have won this battle, but not the war. I have to admit, though, it would be remiss of me to wonder about what you could be telling him. Could you be sharing with him memories of the past, or knowledge of our culture?
Probably both.
Perhaps you've gone ahead and told him all about the secret of Keratos. A
Keratos?
secret that could potentially cripple the plan.
I guess this is one of the big changes to make things fit more.
Yeah.
Keratos.
Yep.
That's. I haven't heard that name before.
I would honestly be surprised if you had. Because technically, nobody has known about that. In fact, technically not even our old coder knew about this secret. I just told Saikano about it, like, before this came out.
So.
Yeah, just, well, the original release, anyway.
Keratos is spoiled.
I cannot rule out that possibility. In any case, I must see to it that no one else discovers the secret of Keratos.
Keratos, that's the pronunciation, right? I mean, that's.
Oh, Keratos.
Keratos. Okay.
Kind of like Thanatos, which is like the, I believe, like an ancient interpretation of the Grim Reaper, the underworld.
Okay.
So yeah, but anyway, I will take my rightful place among the gods, and I will not be denied of my destiny. This I swear. When the stars align, a perpetual conflict will culminate upon a world thrust in chaos. The weak will perish in the shadow of the rising darkness. Even when the moors divide of any hope or promise, there is nothing that shall forestall my return. Upon being cast out into the darkness, he casts away his old identity and forges a new one. The disgraced prisoner, gathering strength in the shadows, will enact his vengeance with precision. He will set his sights on a soul that has endured the same torment as he, marking him as his equal. To the skies, the imprisoned one will ascend, emboldened by his vision for the perfect world.
Title drop.
Yep. As if like a great phoenix, he will rise once more, raging with fire. Like a dragon cast out and sealed away, his wrath will consume like the inferno, proudly proclaiming, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the very beginning and the end itself. I am that which is, once was, and has yet to come. You will know my name as I you. Because I am actually working on adding, creating that bit of, we'll call literature that Tarankos is reading and quoting.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's been kind of an ongoing thing. And because I didn't have as much of it before, with the original release, I included more of it now just to really drive home the fact that he really wants to make this happen.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Hello, everyone. It's so nice to see you all again. How'd you enjoy the show?
Very much enjoyed it.
I guess you can see why I say this story has a special place for me now, huh? Well, not me directly. I feel for every Akane scattered throughout the multiverse. We all came from similar walks of life, held the same hopes and dreams, and we share a lot of the same qualities, physically and mentally. The key differences, however, are the circumstances we've encountered and the choices we've had to make that got us to where we are. This Akane is going to have an uphill battle, just as Spartacus himself put it, that is going to test her more than you can imagine. Speaking of which, it's interesting to see that he stepped out from behind the curtain a little to take an active role.
Agreed.
No one's ever seen him in person, so Robbie has the honor of being a select few to have an audience with him.
Select few.
Yup.
His heart was able to hear Akane's wish, crying out to him.
So there were others who had an audience with him before.
Yeah, kind of, and like I said, that'll become a little more clear as things go on. Obviously, Tarankos has met him. Zaretha has met him too. So, I mean, there's that to consider.
The question now is, will he be able to make Akane's heart hear him in return? In some places, love can be described as old magic of sorts, as silly as it sounds. I mean, that old saying of how true love conquers all had to come from somewhere, right?
That's true.
We'll just have to wait and we'll just dang it.
You good?
We'll just have to wait until the second.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Oh, sorry.
We'll just have to wait until the second chapter of Forlorn Heart is released, won't we?
Can't wait for that. Oh, yeah, that's
like
probably.
I said, Akane's voice is a little difficult to keep up for a long time, especially whenever she gets super nervous and starts talking fast.
Yeah. Good job with that, by the way.
Thank you.
The art of storytelling is kind of amazing, wouldn't you say?
Kind of amazing. Like, no, it is. It is emphatically amazing, honestly.
And I guess another bit of useless trivia, I think either this mod or STR is the first to show a new look for Black Rose Akane. Where I completely redid the dress and her gloves and even the mask a tiny bit.
Oh, okay. So, like a redesign.
Yeah, so, a slight redesign. Just to give it a little more of a sort of fancier feel. But
Okay.
otherwise, yeah, it's still a black dress, or a black strapped dress, and with the red mask.
Well, that's all for now, but stay tuned for the next part of the story, players. Until we meet again, my little forlorn hearts at home, stay golden. And remember that the moonlight is a messenger of love.
And this song, as I recently learned, is called Lovers in the Rain.
Oh, okay. And so, yeah, that was
Yeah.
the director's cut. So, definitely sound like all the new stuff there. So, I'm speaking of like chapter 2, what's like the progress of that?
Chapter 2 is like 80% done.
Ooh,
The
that's
writing was
good.
finished, the coding is almost finished. We're just waiting on a couple of art assets to come our way.
Oh, okay.
And then it should be ready for release.
Alright.
I'd like to hope by April or May, but like I said, we'll have to see. Or, well, okay, yeah, technically it is April now.
Yeah, it is April. Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah. And, yep.
Yeah,
There we go. So,
they are.
yep, yay! You
And
gotta,
then, of course, Darlene.
yeah.
And there you go.
Alright.
Yeah. And I guess it should go without saying, but everyone will return for Forlorn Heart Chapter 2.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh, almost everybody.
Yeah, like not MC. I mean, he'll only, the only thing we'll get of him is the love letter, right?
Yeah. And that love letter, let me tell you, caused some bit of issues during coding, which is why we had to go back and tweak a few things in Chapter 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I couldn't get Player to work on it, so we definitely had to use a last name for him, which is a last name that I use in Welcome. So yeah, we're officially making that his last name.
Yep, so welcome to the Electrical Player. Some elements are kind of leading into how I write my mods as well now. So
Yeah. I mean,
same way this bond we share is kind of the reason why I write Yuri the way I do.
I mean,
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
it all comes from somewhere.
yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah, so
So
no,
I
go
guess
ahead.
one final. Well, this is more of a coding trivia, and this is something that Shadow has to say or cover. In the original part where the blood moon happened, there's gonna be some kind of an animation there, but it never got finished.
I guess
Yeah.
because
I
like
think that was the
Rocketman,
previous coder, I believe.
I guess. 'Cause,
Yeah.
It was the previous coder, Mr. Rocketman, who wanted to really go all out and create like this cinematic thing where we literally see the moon rising into the sky and then Jugral kind of popping out from the shadows.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say what you want about him,
yeah.
but I do have to kind of give props for ambition, I guess.
Yeah, but the problem was it was taking a long time. Like, I kid you not, like, we would meet, like, almost every day for, like, 2 hours at a time, and I saw him working on that, and he never finished it in those spans of 2 hours.
Yes, it goes to show how complex that coding was.
Yeah, and so, that line in Night Nurse where Mio says that sometimes the simplest solutions are the best way,
Yeah.
that's kind of sort of a bit of a tongue-in-cheek little jab at him, sort of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because he did want to overcomplicate things a lot, and like,
Yeah.
that's also another reason why Captive Heart Amor Prohibido has been kind of held up, because
Oh yeah.
we were here like, how are we going to get the mapping to work, especially with how we were going to expound on it without him.
Yeah.
And even though, like, I sort of know how to code the mapping, I don't know how to incorporate it into the mod proper.
I mean,
Yeah.
the point and click
we
stuff is
essentially,
getting scrapped,
yeah, so
right?
essentially between me and Sakano, we decided we're just gonna do away with it completely and give it like the STR treatment, where
Yeah.
we just kind of start again from the ground up, but make sure we preserve some of those same story beats and
Exactly.
some of those things.
And then
yeah.
what's the progress on that?
I had to scrap the first overhaul, and now it's going through a second overhaul.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's basically the progress.
Yeah. I think we have. I think we only have like few chapters in. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be in chapters now, and we have like up to like, let's say 5.5.
Yeah.
So I didn't finish chapter 6 yet as of now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like as minor spoiler, I'll say is we still haven't made it to Monica's house yet. So
Yeah.
Okay.
it's definitely going to be a bit more of an expanded story.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's in chapters now, so.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because I think the original one was done in like sections. I want to say like maybe 5.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I'm sure I have that script somewhere. I didn't lose it, and I just don't want to look for it right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
then.
Unlike when I lost the original Shattered Time script for God knows how long, and finally found it twice.
Yeah. Twice. Yeah.
Hmm.
Exactly. Twice.
Yeah. Yeah, like recently I found out where it was on my actual hard drive.
Oh!
And I'm just here like, oh my god, you idiot. And I'm just here like, he was even here like, what happened? I'm like, I found the original script, and you would not believe where I left it.
Hmm.
Well, technically, I think it was left with either Carpe Diem or Tainted Love.
I think it was Tainted Love.
That's why, yeah,
I think it was-
which is why I never found it, because why would I want to look in there?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Bad memories, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Yeah.
we've kind of scaled back on like some of our mods. Like they're not going to be like so overly ambitious now, and
Yeah.
we're not going to have
Welcome.
like something crazy like secret
Yeah.
endings or new game
Yes, yeah,
plots
yeah.
or
With the moon
crazy animation
rising.
unless we can do it.
I don't know if I actually. I think I posted this about the. But unfortunately, I don't know if I told you this, Robbie. But I did know. I told Shadow this. But unfortunately, we would have to actually scrap Yuri's and Natsuki's story just to get the welcome out the door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At least for the full
Yeah,
release.
especially because we've tried to see about like getting other writers on board to help us with that. Like, I'm going to be helping with both Sayori and Monica's stories, and yeah, it's like considering all the other things I have to do, you
Yeah.
can't save everyone's story, and since
Yeah.
we've had trouble finding someone who's like willing to stick and not dip out on us, it's like,
Yeah, that happened to me
okay,
a lot. Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely.
and it's happened to me as well. So that's why, like, one day we were just here sitting down. I was like, okay, we're gonna have to see, like, we have to see what we can do to save this. Like, you have me helping you with these 2 routes, and then we have the MC's route.
Which I'm doing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's like, unfortunately, it's like we might have to like scale back on it a bit, even though you know we would have wanted to have everyone be included. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, especially to make sure that everything kind of lines up and helps
Exactly.
with the greater story.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
And
And the
there
other-
is an overarching narrative in there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's what I thought when it comes to Yuri and Natsuki. I have to get rid of those because right now they're not really part of the story or the main story right now. So they're probably gonna come out after the full release is out. So they'll be kind of like added bonuses later on, kind of like, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So like
And
an
assuming we
update.
can have someone to actually help with writing them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Yeah.
All right. So yeah,
This
that
was
was.
a fun stream.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty fun. It's nice to do this like collab stuff again.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully
Yep,
we
it
can.
is.
Hopefully we can do one for Yuri and Koto. I even thought you played it before.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, for episode 1 because that got remastered.
Yeah.
It did.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I even had a little bit of input in there. So
Yeah.
Oh. So I guess
at
that'd
least
be.
a little bit of my signatures will be in there.
Mhm.
So I guess like
Yeah.
or when we do like that again, Saikano, you'd probably be taking the like lead in terms of commentary on that one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because
Yeah, since
something
I had very little input
exactly.
in the grand scheme, like since it was his story, I was here like, yeah, since it's your story, I'm not gonna hijack it from you, unlike a certain someone who tried to.
Rocket.
Yeah.
Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just say Captive Heart was meant to be a much simpler mod and very linear, which is a complaint that I saw people give, and it's like, well, yes, because it was originally a very linear story.
Yeah.
The whole map and exploration thing came because he convinced me that it would be a good idea.
So I guess like when do you think we would be?
That's a story for another day.
Yep.
When do you think we'd be able to like collab again?
That's a good question. I don't know.
One thing I can say is I probably will not be needed so much. Unless it's like you just need me for Akane. So like,
which
the very beginning, all of her scenes, and then the very end.
So if we do like a playthrough of Yuri and Koto, he would definitely have to be there.
Yep.
Even though she doesn't show
I'll
up
be there
at all.
very sparingly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think close to episode 2 coming out, we'll do chapter 1 remastered. I think close to chapter 2.
Right, and
which
so
I'm still almost done with. Yeah.
And so I guess
technically, I can. Well, even though I won't have much input, I guess you can use my quote-unquote voice acting.
Yeah, well, that'd be cool. I mean, like.
I guess we can have that.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. So.
Because I guess if I'm gonna be there voicing Akane, I might as well be back to
voice other.
Yeah.
Voice other characters. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And so I guess now the question is, how's progress on Yuri and Koto Chapter 2?
We're almost finished with day 2. I think we kind of spent all the time.
Chapter 2.
Yeah, yeah. So I might have to like fix some things because I don't think everything what we wrote actually fits with the story, or like this is too long. So we have to like either splice it up in a different section or completely remove it.
Down or remove it entirely.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I guess you're like.
At least. Yeah, and as of now, I have not seen any of the progress, so I'm waiting on it as well.
Yeah, and just a little bit of a trivia here. My co-writer actually did his own mod, which is Pieces of You, which we, both of us played on on my channel, anyway, on my Twitch stuff.
Oh.
So yeah. I won't spoil anything, but be prepared. Yeah, be prepared.
Right. So
to play 2 different mods. Well, part 1 and part 2 because it's a sequel to Pieces of You. So I'm not gonna go into that because
All right, so.
But that would be obvious spoilers.
Yeah.
All right, so you'll let me know when like Chapter 2 is like almost complete or completed up to a point where we could all like get back together and like do a collab playthrough.
Yeah, and in the meantime, I'm probably gonna get SOS Brigade Chapter 2 out probably this month.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'll look forward to that.
So, anyways, I better be going. Not sure. Yeah.
Sorry, pretty late. Well, not late, but
Yeah, this did go on like longer than the previous stream.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, we're close to the ending anyway, so might as well finish it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, might as well. Anyways, it was an enjoyable stream, and also enjoyed being here. So, anyways, bye.
Glad you enjoyed it. Bye. So.
Take care, all.
Bye.
Someone just joined.
Wait, what?
On the Twitch chat, someone just joined.
Oh shit! Hey.
A while.
Oh yeah, it has. This is.
Hi, welcome to the end of the stream.
Yeah, sorry, this is a bit of bad timing. Although I will be streaming still this Friday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then next Tuesday at around bye Ardreth. So yeah, that was ArdrethShadow. We were just playing through Forlorn Heart. Oh yeah, the little orb things. Yeah, they are pretty neat. Don't know why I'm still here. Everyone else is left in the call. I mean, we still have to figure out like one more thing, because we're not really doing a collab thing, and until like that was a collab thing, and we're not really like. And I need to figure out what I'm going to be playing next Tuesday. So cue the wheel. One of these days I might need to have like celebratory music to kind of go with it, but you know. So this Friday, more summertime. Again, also at like 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's my usual streaming time for all of us. And then next Tuesday, well, let's see how that goes. Oh, Infinity Pens. Infinity Pens. I think that's like a... Oh, you're the guy who recommended DME Doki Doki as a dating sim. Thanks. Oh, it's fun! Yay! Glad you like it. So, yeah, so Infinity Pens is what I'll be playing next Tuesday. I think that's like a demo thing. Like there's quite a bit of history behind that. And so it'll be interesting to delve into like the demo there. So yeah, like I said, this Friday, summertime, and then next Tuesday, Infinity Pens. So I guess I will see you then. Hopefully, I'll see you either Friday or Tuesday. Just see ya. So I might be there. That's good. It'll be nice to have you. I mean, it kind of sucks that you ended up like joining at the end of the stream. It's just timing is all. But you know. Again, hopefully you'll be there. And yeah, and there's always like still the VODs and stuff that you can watch. So yeah. So yeah, until we meet again. And yeah, bye-bye.